Picture this, you're calmly navigating life, minding your own business, when someone pushes you too far. They think you're the silent, laid-back type, until the storm hits. When a Sigma male gets angry, it's a whole different ballgame. And trust me, people regret it. So, Sigmas, have you ever had that moment where someone underestimates you? Where they think they can cross your boundaries because you're quiet or mysterious? What happens when that calm exterior finally cracks? Imagine this. A Sigma male is known for his calm, collected demeanor. He's not the one to make a scene. He's like the silent observer, watching, learning, absorbing. But when that line is crossed, when his boundaries are disrespected, something shifts. People suddenly realize that all that quiet strength wasn't something to take lightly. It's like the calm before the storm. The energy in the room changes. There's a palpable tension in the air, like everyone can sense that something just isn't right. The Sigma male doesn't shout, doesn't lose his cool, but you better believe people start to regret ever pushing him. When a Sigma male gets angry, it's not about the yelling or the outward display of power. It's about a quiet, controlled force that leaves a mark. And trust me, people will wish they never crossed that line. Curious yet? Want to know why? Want to understand why when a Sigma male gets angry, things get serious, and why people regret pushing him to that point? Well, let's dive in. Let me break it down for you. Point 1. Sigma males are masters of control. Sigma males are often misunderstood because they don't wear their emotions on their sleeve. Unlike many people who react impulsively to stress or anger, Sigmas are masters of. They prioritize emotional control, meaning they don't let their feelings dictate their actions. When a Sigma does get angry, it's never a knee-jerk reaction. It's a carefully measured response. This is where the concept of comes into play. Studies show that individuals with high emotional intelligence can manage their emotions without allowing them to overwhelm their decision-making process. For a Sigma, anger is not a chaotic storm. It's a pressure that builds up gradually, almost unnoticed by those around them. When that pressure finally releases, it's not the explosive, irrational outburst people expect. Instead, it's a cold, calculated response, precise and impactful. This controlled rage hits harder because it catches people off guard. They've never seen it coming, and because it's not clouded by emotion, the impact is far more profound. So if you're ever on the receiving end of a Sigma's anger, understand this. It's not the anger itself that's frightening, but the behind it. That controlled power is what makes it so intimidating and so effective. Point 2. Sigma's boundary-pushing threshold is high. Unlike other personality types, Sigma males don't snap at every little inconvenience. Their threshold for disrespect, manipulation, or nonsense is incredibly high. They don't get upset over petty things, but there's a point where even they'll draw a line in the sand. And when that happens, it's like a wake-up call. When a Sigma male finally says, "Enough is enough," everyone around him knows it. He's not someone who gives second chances when his boundaries are breached. People often regret pushing him to that point because they realize they've messed with someone who doesn't forgive easily. The strongest people are those who don't need to prove their strength to others. Unknown. Sigma males don't need to prove themselves. They know who they are. And when people test them, they quickly learn that the strength of a Sigma is not to be underestimated. Push a Sigma male to his limit, and the consequences will be severe. They're not about revenge, but they do know how to make you regret your actions without saying a word. Point 3. They don't seek attention, but when they react, it's noteworthy. Sigma males are known for their ability to maintain control and composure in almost any situation. They don't seek attention, nor do they react impulsively when things go wrong. Unlike others who might shout, vent, or display frustration openly, Sigmas internalize their struggles, choosing silence over drama. This restraint is a powerful form of emotional intelligence and self-mastery. But here's the key. When a Sigma male reacts, it's an event. It's not a petty outburst or an emotional tantrum. Instead, it's a calculated response that catches everyone off guard. It's powerful, deliberate, and intense, drawing immediate attention because it stands in stark contrast to the usual calm, controlled demeanor of the Sigma. Psychologically, this taps into the concept of Sigmas are masters of controlling their emotional responses until they absolutely need to show their strength. When they do, it's a clear signal that they've reached their limit. This isn't about seeking revenge or overreacting. It's about demonstrating that their boundaries have been crossed. And now, the consequences are unavoidable. People remember this display of power because it reveals the depth of a Sigma's control. And those who push him to this point will regret it, as they'll have seen just how much intensity and power a Sigma male is capable of unleashing. Point 4. They use silence as their weapon. Most people think of anger as loud, chaotic, and filled with noise. But for the Sigma male, silence is a more powerful weapon. They'll become quiet, distant, and cold when they're angry. It's like they've stepped out of the situation entirely, leaving others scrambling to figure out what went wrong. And in that silence, the regret starts to build. Because people quickly realize that this is someone who won't engage in petty drama. Instead, they'll simply remove themselves from the situation, leaving others to stew in the consequences of their actions. Sometimes the loudest response is the absence of one. When a Sigma male gets angry, that silence can be more crushing than any argument or confrontation. Point 5. Sigma males. Understand the power of detachment. Sigma males are masters of detachment. They don't get emotionally caught up in the drama or petty issues that plague others. When they get angry, they don't let their emotions cloud their judgment. They detach from the situation entirely, which allows them to think clearly and make decisions without being driven by rage or frustration. In fact, this ability to detach is one of the reasons why people regret upsetting a Sigma male. They don't respond impulsively. Instead, they assess the situation with a level of cool-headed precision that others often can't match. And that's what makes them so dangerous when they're angry. They're not going to make rash decisions. They'll handle things in a way that leaves a lasting impression. When you anger a Sigma male, don't expect to get a reaction based on emotion. Instead, be ready for a level of detachment and calculated responses that will make you rethink your actions. Point 6. They never forget, but they don't hold grudges. Here's another thing about Sigma males. They have an incredible memory. They may not show it, but they never forget how someone treated them. However, unlike others who hold grudges, Sigma males don't waste their energy on resentment. Instead, they use their memory as a tool for growth and protection. When a Sigma male gets angry, it's not about seeking revenge or lashing out in a moment of fury. It's about remembering what happened, processing it, and learning from it. And people who have wronged a Sigma male will regret their actions when they realize that the next time they cross paths, the Sigma male won't offer the same level of trust, kindness, or loyalty. Sigma males don't hold grudges, but they certainly remember, and they'll protect themselves from being hurt again. And that's something others will regret when they realize the consequences of their actions. Point 7. Their anger comes with consequences. Sigma males don't react impulsively when angered. Unlike others who may have quick flare-ups of emotion, a Sigma's anger is deliberate and controlled. When you cross a Sigma male, you've crossed a boundary, one that may not be immediately addressed but certainly won't be forgotten. The difference here is that the consequences are, and often, irreversible. This is rooted in. A Sigma male doesn't react in the heat of the moment. Instead, he processes his emotions quietly and carefully. When he's hurt or disrespected, he doesn't feel the need for immediate retaliation. Instead, he removes himself from the situation and lets time take its course. What follows isn't just anger. It's a Sigma male doesn't believe in giving second chances easily. Once trust is broken, it's gone. Studies reveal that people who value independence and self-reliance are less likely to forgive easily, and Sigma males embody this. So, if you push a Sigma male too far, be prepared for lasting consequences. The trust you once had may never be restored, and when you need their help, they won't be there. The silence you feel after a Sigma cuts ties is the real consequence, and it's one that sticks around long after the anger fades. So Sigmas, what have we learned today? The next time someone tries to push your buttons, don't forget what we talked about. When a Sigma male gets angry, it's not about explosions and drama. It's about control, silence, and consequences that people will regret. If you adopt these qualities, maintaining your calm and control, setting boundaries and staying true to yourself, you can create a powerful presence that demands respect. Having said this, if you're ready to embrace the Sigma male lifestyle and harness the power of your own calm, controlled strength, hit that like button, subscribe, and join this community. Let's keep growing, keep evolving, and keep showing the world what it means to be a Sigma.